Welcome to Spawn Respawn. I'm Dylan Smith and I'm joined by Elliot Porter.
How you going, mate?
And Kat Jerritson.
Yo, what's that?
And over the weekend, we did something a little bit special. We went down to Sydney to check out Ubi XP.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
We certainly did. It was pretty good. Yeah.
Danky.
Generally enjoyed ourselves for a one-day little event.
It was chill.
It was a good
I really
little,
liked it.
Little fan day thing.
It's a good little moment, you know.
Well, I mean, it was more than one day. We only went
Well,
one
yes.
day, though.
yeah. It was 2 days, right? It was over the weekend.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was at UNSW Roundhouse. Yeah.
It was fucking dank. And they were raising money for Are You OK Day. They raised $30,000.
That's
ticket
wild.
sales.
That's awesome.
pretty sick.
Yeah, and it was pretty cheap. It was like $25 a head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was, I guess it was for a good cause, and we all got to, see some pretty cool stuff. We got to support,
See some games.
But-
Play some games.
Play some games.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
We got to see some cringe. There was
I got
lot
to get a
of,
wicked fucking tattoo, baby.
Oh, yes.
Mine rubbed off by the time that I
Yeah,
got home, basically. When I took my shirt off and I saw it, I was like, it's cool.
Mine was firmly on, but I scrubbed that bad boy off.
Yeah, right.
Rub.
The first thing we did was check out Assassin's Creed concept art and then go, I'm hungry.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
We should mention that there was a few games there that had a massive space. It was actually really well put together. They
It
had
was very
display
cool.
cases of different props as well as a lot of different concept art from a lot of different games.
Yeah.
It was Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs
And Far Cry.
and Far Cry, yeah.
Yeah.
So had some cool stuff there.
I really liked the mannequins with the outfits.
Yeah, despite your hatred of mannequins, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But so long as they're dressed, it's okay. If they're dressed to impress, I can look past
Then
their
that's
horrendous
Gucci.
physiques.
So then we took our journey outside. Yeah, so this is what I don't get. They had some events or activities for the kids, and there was a rope climbing set up, and there was also a...
Test of strength?
Yeah, test your might. Give you a whole freaking hammer, give it a smack, ring the bell, the old carnival game. It's all branded with either Ghost Recon Breakpoint or Rainbow Six Siege. And the thing is that cool, these are kids' activities, but what is it? MA 15 plus rated games. It's like, what? Okay.
It fully didn't make sense because the test of strength was Rainbow
Six,
Six
yeah.
Siege themed. What?
Yeah,
What?
there was no reason for that.
What?
Just how
at all.
tactical you are.
Yeah. Good dude.
How good
Smack
can you
that
lean
bell.
around corners, man? How quickly can you shoot someone through a fucking slit in the wall?
And you know what? You could super tell that it was a kids game because of how easily everyone smacked that bell.
Oh, yeah.
Gadoosh!
Or they're everyone was walking up one by one, be like, douche ding, and absolutely smash it. So there was this one kid who came up, and I'll go to admit, I was rooting for him. I was hoping that this was going to be some kind of underdog tale or something like that, where this guy's going to overcome adversity, and at the end we're all going to learn something. But what really happened was this kid swung that fucking hammer 5 times. Douche, douche, douche. And let me tell you, boys,
There was no ding.
there was no fucking ding, okay?
And we saw no one try the rope climb.
Except our mate Riley.
Yeah, our mate
Fucking
Riley
nailed
did
it.
it. Oh
He's a
my god.
beast.
He just demonstrated how he's status of buff boy. That was ridiculous. He
Check out those arms.
seriously though, he trounced everyone. It was great.
Shout out to you, Riley.
So then we went inside and we checked out the Far Cry developer panel.
I'm glad we went to that Far Cry thing because it was the only one of the day. And what was it? Creating the perfect villain.
It was, I think, crafting.
Crafting.
Yeah.
Crafting the villains of Far Cry, I think it was.
Yeah.
But it was really, really interesting. It was, I guess, hosted by Stephanie Ben-Dixon. I think that's her name. Hex from Good Game.
Yes.
Any Australian listeners would know exactly what we are talking about.
Yeah.
It was also Dan Hay, the game director of Far Cry 3, 4, and 5.
Yep.
Also known as the good ones. But no, not true. But
No,
But true.
I mean,
Ones
I
with the
wouldn't say
best villains.
4 is known as a good one, really.
it's
Good villains, yeah.
Good villain,
Great
yeah.
villains.
And
it
that's
was
what
just-
we're talking about, man.
it's a
Pretty
good game. It was
games,
just iterative.
so,
It was
yeah.
very much. Yeah.
It's just the Ubisoft formula for
yeah.
everything that was there. It's
Especially for
it's a
Far Cry.
Ubisoft game.
I'm gonna admit, walking into this thing that was Ubi XP, I'm like, I don't really love Ubisoft.
I used to be a huge fan.
Of
Assassin's
what
Creed.
specifically?
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. That was
And
when
I
there was
loved
like
Far
one
Cry
or two
3.
of them, and it was like, man, Assassin's Creed's fucking sick.
Yeah,
Black
up until
Flag
Black
was the last one I
Flag.
played. Yeah.
Yeah, I played Unity. I liked Unity, and then I never played Syndicate, and then never played Origins. Tried to play Origins. I was like, what's weird is I love RPGs, but I was like, this is not Assassin's Creed, and I don't like it because of that.
And therefore, it's garbage. In
Like, you know, like
I think it's really like it is
It's
a
a full
well-made game.
RPG now,
But for
yeah.
some reason, it failed to grab me in the way that I just wanted to continue playing it.
like
Whereas Black
Origins
Flag is like,
or
Black Flag.
Black Flag is.
it is on the pedestal, and I think everyone holds it on the pedestal.
It's
Yeah.
just so good.
But so
It
was
is.
like 2 Brotherhood and Revelations.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
2 was
Like,
amazing.
yeah.
I didn't play Revelations.
Such a good game.
Yeah,
Black
but-
Flag's definitely my favorite out of
I
all
went,
of them.
yeah, 100%.
I think 2 was mine, but yeah, Black Flag is like what a game.
What a game.
Edward
It's
Kenway.
funny. The combat's so broken though. You could be in a group of like fucking 20 people, and you could just be literally murdering like a crowd of people. It's insane.
I just love chasing sea shanties, man. Sea shanties.
Oh, they were a
See,
bitch sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
fluttering away.
Oh, catching them right.
Yeah, chasing the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little pages or whatever they were.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, you get near them and they start fucking going.
I love how like they brought that into Origins and it fucking lost the appeal because they're all singing. Oh no, not Origins.
Odyssey.
Odyssey. Yeah, yeah, and it's all in Greek and shit. Like
Oh,
that. Like,
yeah.
It's like it doesn't have that same sort of ring to it, if you know what I
you
mean.
can't replicate, buddy.
This doesn't really get
Drunken
me
sailor.
going the way the melodies of those old sea shanties do.
Yeah, Far Cry.
Fucking Far Cry
It was
creating
good.
villains panel.
It was really,
Yeah.
quite interesting.
There was also an Australian journalist there as well, and the narrative director.
Yes.
Now,
Can't remember his name.
yeah, unfortunately not.
Look, I barely remember your guys' names, so don't pin this on me.
Sorry, bro. We know you're not watching this, so it's all good.
Yeah. If you are, though,
So,
sorry.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was extremely insightful. I thought it was great how they went through and showed the concept art of the games and the concept of the development of those villains. And I really like how Dan Hay's like, sometimes, you just gotta pour yourself in a tumbler of scotch and just, get real mad about it. Like, he's talking about like filming himself, like becoming the villainous characters.
He was like, my kids would just be like, what the hell are you doing, Dad?
He's like, my job, get out.
and he was like, make sure no one's Skyping in my house. I
Yeah.
don't want them
Yeah.
to hear this rank shit that I'm
Your
saying.
friends. You
what was the line there?
want a VoIP? Is that what he said?
Yeah, boy. The narrative director used the quote. All artists are thieves. Some are cat burglars. Some are
Carjackers.
carjackers.
I love that quote
my
so
God.
much.
It was
so
so good.
clever.
Steal that forever. That's beautiful.
I really liked the part in the panel where Dan went on for so long about how he spends like 6 months on creating a villain and that he has to do that first. And then was it the narrative director? Yeah, and he was like, no, I have to create the world first.
Yeah.
And they spend like 6 months doing that. And then afterwards, they just fucking smoosh him together and make a beautiful little Far Cry baby. Like,
Yeah.
I guess you need other people working on those big elements of the
Yeah.
story like that separately. But
exactly.
Then putting it together.
It totally makes sense, but it just seemed like Dan had such a solo operation going on.
Yeah.
Whereas then there's a huge team on building the environment. And that makes
Yeah.
sense because they're completely different things.
I don't know. I got the vibe from Dan Hay that he's kind of like the bad boy at game
Yeah,
developers.
man.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean? He's kind of like
He doesn't have the book.
he's the big bad boy with bald head and no book.
Because he was like, sometimes he was
Hold him
like,
down.
no, but sometimes he was like, oh, Ubisoft didn't want that. Like, the guys at Ubi didn't like that. We were like, nah, we're doing it. Like,
Yeah.
about,
We doing that.
I think it was maybe about Pagan Min or something. And he was like, yeah, they didn't want that. And I was like, nah, it's happening.
He was saying the same thing about the setting for is it Joseph? And like
yeah.
his,
Montana.
Oh, the religion aspect
exactly
of
the
it.
religion aspect, and they were like, that would never happen.
Yeah,
and then they're
that's
like,
it.
oh, maybe that's a bit more real than we realize. And then 6 months later, again, they were like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yes,
this is
that's
happening.
what it was.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, like he said, they went to Montana, and he's like, "Yeah, I got into situations where like I didn't have phone signal for 3 days,
yeah.
and
I
like,
didn't know where I was.
yeah, they didn't know where I was, and they're not going to find out what we're up to, or something like that." It's like, whoa,
I love that.
fucking, what were you doing?
He also has like such a deep and gravelly voice.
Yeah.
Very mysterious.
But he
kind of dude.
He's a
intimidated
big
everyone he
boy
came
too.
across. It was just like, don't.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I didn't do any of my like due diligence. I didn't fucking look at the panels or anything that was gonna be there. I just kind of walked in there. I'm like, all right, ABXP, what do you got?
What do you
But
got
then
for me?
I wish I did because I would probably come up with some better questions for them at the end of those panels. But
you know
yeah,
what?
I didn't expect to see because I'd seen Dan Hay in like videos of Far Cry 5 during the development and like before the game came out because I was really excited for it. And then I was like, oh, Dan,
What are you doing down here in Little Old Oz? What are you,
Exactly.
It really
what are
made
you up to?
Yeah, it was cool.
it made me want to play Far Cry 5 though, even though it
did.
does have all those Ubisoft tropes.
It does. I'm gonna.
I know
I
I
finished it twice.
enjoy the
I really
shit out of
enjoyed
it.
it.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones you can just melt some hours into, but by the end of it, you're like, it's an Ubisoft game. But
Far Cry 3
has
was
an
like
appeal.
that for me though. Like I just loved running around and like having my bow and like you'd go into like an outpost where you have to take everyone down. I'll be just sneaking around, arrow that guy, arrowing that guy, and just like it was so satisfying. And then just like running off, killing animals. Oh, it was sick. Just so much fun.
fucking
Also,
good.
great
I
story.
was
Like
systematic about that shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna hunt all of the animals today. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna do all of the outposts tomorrow. Like,
yeah, sick.
I love that.
I would do it all in order, and I'll be like, I'm coming for you.
So much fun.
Those outposts were a lot of fun, but then you can play loud. You can play really loud, and then to the point where like they can't kill you, man. Like you're too overpowered. It's great.
That scene, just one last thing about Far Cry, that scene in number 3 where you have to set the whole weed plantation on
Make
fire.
burn them.
With
That-
fucking Skrillex in the background.
It was
Like-
so fucking good. That was such a fucking cool scene.
It was so weird how I mentioned before we went into the panel that quote from Vaz from Far Cry 3 was just like, this is a nice fucking phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then in the panel, he brought
Bring
it
it
up.
up. Oh my god.
He misquoted it too, so I was like,
The fucking dude who was sitting next to me, I have to mention this, I've mentioned it to
Go
you so
ahead.
many times.
You've got the right.
fucking dude that was sitting next to me just kept burping the whole panel for fucking 45 minutes and
How
it stunk so bad.
Does that happen?
The fact that you can smell it, that's
I
that's
know.
assault. That's
Dylan was
assault.
sitting next to you.
Oh, Dylan, how could you?
You don't get to question my burps.
It was fully disgusting though. I was really upset. I was like, you've soured all of my moments.
That's so bad.
But yeah, then
was-
we awkwardly shook Dan Hay's hand outside of the.
Yeah.
After some
So that-
stellar questions from the audience.
Yeah, I should have
Oh.
asked the question. Like, I don't know why I wasn't like, these questions are all shit. I'm going to ask my question. I was just like,
He's like,
I don't
"You
want to
gotta
look like
a fucking rad dude.
I was like, I don't want to look like a fucking idiot like the rest of these people asking questions. So I
As if
literally
you would've
didn't
been-
say anything.
You would have made that panel good.
Yeah.
Let me lay it out. Okay.
The
I
antagonist-
don't go to a lot of gaming events,
Antagonist of the day.
and it seems as if I'm going to a lot more from now on. But
You're
I
gonna
didn't-
have to learn to be a bit more accepting. Dylan.
maybe a little bit more accepting potentially than I am right now. But okay. So that, like Dan Hay at some point was just like, usually when making a game, they have a book of rules, man, and you gotta like follow the rules. But no, we throw there's no rule book. We throw it away. We get rid of it. So then randomly, this guy like gets the microphone and asks questions like, so, if you don't have a book, why don't you put a book in the game and you can kill people with it? And then Dan Hay's like, what?
It's true. He just was silent for a full like 3 seconds, and he was like, "What?"
That guy will definitely make another appearance in the
saga.
In the
That was
saga
our-
of oh my god.
In our experience at
Oh.
UBXP. This is clearly part of their job when it comes to doing a panel interview like that, is dealing with anyone.
Yeah.
I should have asked my fucking question.
What
You
was
should
your
have.
question?
It was a good one.
Just about like
Someone's gonna steal it. What's your question?
why what was their decision to like kill Vaz off like so early in Far Cry 3?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because he
and
didn't.
that's a great question.
Yeah, but I was like second guessing myself. I was like, that did happen, didn't it? Fuck. Spaghetti.
Dude, never again am I not going to sit next to you in these fucking panels, because we'd be like, wait, what should we fucking ask me?
Yeah. Just like, ooh.
Yeah. Cat was shit. You didn't fucking say anything.
Well, look, man, my fucking lungs were filled with burp juice. Like,
Oh,
I was
fuck.
vapored up. I didn't know what was happening. I was like,
So we went to the Beyond Good and Evil 2 theater to check that shit out. And basically, yeah, it was all locked down. So
Yeah.
we're like,
We had to
nah.
wait.
What time was it again? 4:30?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had to
we
wait
had to
an
wait
extra
2
2
hours.
hours.
An extra 2 hours.
they missed 2 panels of it.
Yeah, that was brutal. We were
Two
standing there for
shots.
ages, and then someone's like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "We're waiting for the panel that was scheduled here, or the demo that was scheduled here."
Yeah.
But yeah, after some weird, awkward standing around. We then decided to check out Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It was cool.
I
enjoyed it.
Didn't mind it.
Yeah, except you guys fucking blazed
Well,
through
we're
it.
just pro gamers, man.
Oh, look, when you're at the level that we're at, it's hard to slow down, you know? Like, it's instinct.
One thing I tried to ascertain from that demo was don't think if you get set on fire you can stop, drop, and roll. You can definitely drop and prone, but I couldn't work out how to roll around. It was literally the first thing I tried.
You're like, please set me on fire. I want to see if stop, drop, and roll.
Well,
is
you,
okay."
like-
Stuck on fire, what the fuck?
Hey? No, I didn't get set on fire, but like first thing I did was just go in prone and try and like roll back and forth. I don't think you can do it.
That was the
So I was
first
like,
thing
Maybe
you
you
did.
need
yeah, I
to
was
be on
like,
fire
because
to
that
let
was
you
one of the
roll.
coolest things about Future Soldier.
Oh!
It was like you
okay.
can, if you get set on fire from like an incendiary grenade, you can just
Stop, drop, and roll.
stop, drop, and roll and put the
love
fire out.
Same in Metal Gear Solid 5, I love that.
That's so fucking cool.
I love it.
But yeah, no, it was good. It was weird just being given the sticks and like headphones on.
Yeah.
You're trying to learn. Like, I mean, the control scheme was pretty straightforward, but
Yeah.
the way
Like,
it felt weird.
yeah, I felt like I was not doing what I wanted to do. Like when I wanted to go and help someone, instead I'd just like fall prone and I'd be like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm just gonna crawl to you instead and fucking help you out. Like,
Also, we've been playing Gears, so like,
yeah,
Yeah.
if
the
you
button
play
changed.
Gears too much, you always use A to run, and that's like not
Yeah, it
run
was
in most
not it.
games.
No way.
Exactly. And then I was trying to change guns, but I accidentally put my drone out, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I think I threw a grenade at our last.
Yeah, I was like, he threw it at my fucking feet, and I died.
I was like, grenade incoming. Sorry, everybody.
I was just gonna say, like, we got like randomly surprised by some vehicles,
Yeah.
aiming and stuff like that. We got at first we got kind of decimated a little bit. Like I remember dying and coming back. I'm like, did you die? As
Yeah,
well?
yeah, I did,
yeah.
idiot.
But then,
You come right back, so I was like, whatever.
well, yeah, it was clearly so. I don't know how that's going to work in the final game, but I thought what was really cool was all being able to get in the car and just hang out the top and
Yes.
fire like from the back passenger seat.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, I
sick.
got in the mounted gun. I was like, heck yeah, boys.
was Tash
Yeah.
driving? She's like, I fucking don't know what I'm doing.
I had to be like, can I drive?
Yeah,
I got us there safely, and then we got ambushed by a fucking helicopter. So that was
yeah,
great.
and he's like, oh, you guys are doing, like the guy who was running us through the demo was like, oh, you guys are doing really well. Wait, there's a helicopter? I've not seen a helicopter in this part of the demo like all day, and I'm like, okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Fair,
We're just
fair.
getting hammered by this.
I'm glad you brought that up. That dude who is also like, I guess, in chat with us.
Yeah,
He was probably pulling our pud.
yeah.
I reckon
maybe.
he was.
Don't pull me, pud man.
I reckon he was just being like, you guys are such pro gamers.
I mean, we were pro gamers. We went in there. Me
I'm
and
not
you-
disputing the fact that we're pro gamers.
I didn't realize, and Kat, you were apparently saying don't go in there. We both didn't hear you, but
We fully didn't.
we fully like
You were just
what
like,
we did was so sick though. We like took out the guys at the front, didn't kill the hostages, and just fucking one of us up
That,
each
like,
of the
push,
staircase.
Yeah, like walking up there all tactical and shit like that. Me and Elliot are like fucking walking in there like.
And we're like, do we kill this woman? And the guy's like,
He's like, oh, you could, but don't.
yeah.
yeah, he was like,
The reason why I reckon this guy who was on chat with us was pulling our freaking pud was because I talked to Riley, our friend, who also
Yeah.
went, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I found the helicopter where it was like landed, and I started flying in the helicopter." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah. There's like a what do you call it? A hangar, and you can get in the helicopter."
Oh man,
and fly."
I'm sorry that we just rushed through it.
Yeah,
Like,
but maybe-
I didn't
As a-
realize that she was gonna be. I thought she was gonna give us a mission and we were gonna
That's
keep
what
going.
I thought, but I'm
Yeah.
like,
No, that's
thinking
fair.
back to the fact that it's a demo, I was like, I should have known that.
maybe people aren't supposed to get in the helicopter because Riley found it on the floor and he got in it. So maybe the helicopter's not supposed to come out and attack you. But like, you guys just went so fast. And I was like, stop, come back, please.
I'm so used to Gears. For some
Did
reason,
you
when we
not
play
see
Gears
this
Story,
one?
oh sorry,
No, like just like the amount of time all the other groups were spending in it as well.
That's
They
why I
spent
was so confused.
Fucking long, and we spent like literally 4 minutes in that game.
yeah, we fucked up hard. Well, I fucked up hard. I'm sorry. I was
No.
the one who went up and was like, talk, like,
Oh,
what are you gonna say?
I know. I was
should've
like,
shot her. I should've
when
shot
we were
her.
lining up, I was like, I want to go into the inventory and see like blah blah blah. And then we did it so quick. I was like, shit. Then we had to go. We could have gone and played it again, but I didn't
Could've.
care enough.
Neither did I. Like, I'm not gonna buy it.
What was cool was UAVs are always fun in Ghost Recon. It's like
Yeah.
in Assassin's Creed when you throw your bird out there. Essentially, it's the same thing. But also, I didn't expect, like, I thought the island was literally just you and the bad guys. I didn't expect an area where there's like scientists and
civilians.
like civilians and NPCs that you can talk to. I wasn't like, I guess I hadn't gotten that from the trailers.
Yeah,
I thought,
our handler in the chat, he was just like, you just killed the civilians?
Yeah.
And I was like, who
Did you guys kill civilians?
Not me.
I did.
Well, I was
I'm
like,
pretty sure I
who
did.
fucking
I was
did
shooting
that?
some dude and there was a civilian in the way. And I,
Shit, right. I know.
Yeah.
I knew it.
fuck.
I fucking did it on
Just
purpose.
turn to him and be like,
You're next. And after you two fucking rushed us through the gameplay, we went up and watched Watch Dogs.
yes.
did.
Yeah.
And we were met with more of our friends. Or
Oh my god, they were so annoying this time. At least like the first time they were just annoying in the questions. These dudes just didn't shut
They
up.
talked the whole demo.
So-
that was rude AF.
Oh my god, it said on a sign in the game, and they were just like, oh.
Beef curtains.
But
so
yeah,
it was a gameplay demo for Watch Dogs Legion.
Pre-alpha, I think.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
two of the developers there. It was really interesting actually to hear what they had to say.
I loved that.
It felt a little bit like it was a rehearsed performance from
It
them.
was
of course
absolutely
it
a
was,
rehearsed
because that's their
performance.
job to do that stuff at that certain.
And the
thing.
dude who
Do
was
again and
playing
again.
it would occasionally give his input, and I thought that was really cool. But the lady who was hosting it, she was great. She was awesome, and she clearly French was her first language.
Yeah.
But she nailed it. She was like,
Yeah, she was fantastic.
entertaining to listen to,
Informative.
and his gameplay was hilarious because it was destroying shit.
I
Like,
didn't necessarily enjoy it that much.
No,
You know what I thought of it?
Yeah.
I came out of that being like, oh, the Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
It wasn't
could see
even
their
Uncanny
teeth.
Valley. That was just
Listen.
like not animated.
It's true.
It
I
literally
know
had not been
you were
animated.
very defensive over it, and you know what?
It
I
was
respect that. That's fair.
pre-alpha
I understand.
footage, man.
I
yeah.
understand there's pre-alpha footage. However, it was also a presentation that, with its main design, is trying to get me to buy their game. I mean, at this stage, or what? We didn't go there as media. We went there
Yeah, but-
as a fan event. It's
but
like, hey,
what-
check out this pre-stuff, so you can go and buy the game. You can be a part of the community. It's gonna
Be
be great,
hyped, baby.
So don't get the main, like the first character you show in this world where anyone can be your main protagonist. You can inhabit the world of anyone, you know what I mean? That's their main selling point of this game. And then have two characters immediately, one after another, who have the exact same voice actor.
Voice actor. That was bad.
Not
That's-
only is it two characters after each other, it was two characters interacting with one another.
Yeah.
So it was glaring.
And that was it for the entire. Wait, no, there was one other character
There was one,
afterwards.
yeah.
But still, like,
But look, I completely
bad
get
with-
the voice acting thing. I just think with the facial animations and like the fact that you were like there was no one in the cars, like
oh no,
this
that's
is-
totally excusable.
These are like details I'm sure they don't put in the game
I'm
until
sure they won't
much
put in
later
the game,
on.
but still, you've got to consider the fact that this is a
Yeah,
presentation.
but remember what the lady who we spoke to like at the Beyond Good and Evil thing said? Like that demo took them 3 months to make.
I don't doubt
Like,
it. I
so
don't doubt it at all.
why
So,
would
like,
they put-
So no one throughout that process was like, maybe we shouldn't have the same voice actor talking to us.
I don't know about that. I'm just saying with the other details like the cars and the animation and stuff. Like I'm sure that takes way more time than we may
there are-
perceive.
I
to like
understand that.
be like NPCs are in every single car now, or like we're hand animating all the voices.
You're underselling it. There was no NPCs in any of the cars in
but
an
why is
open
that-
world game that they're trying to sell to me, in which no one was driving. Oh man, it really bothered me.
I didn't give a shit about it.
I didn't even notice.
I didn't notice either.
I didn't notice that
I fully
because
didn't
I wasn't.
notice.
That wasn't.
Maybe I'm just a bit more observant.
I
than
was
you.
too concerned about the teeth I was seeing, but still, I can completely accept that as well because I know that the facial animations aren't there. But you're totally right about the voice actor. Like, especially, you are crafting this demo. You have other characters. I've seen them in other gameplay trailers. Just put a different character in that spot.
And the thing is, if this was an indie dev studio, I would completely understand. I'm like, dude, no,
Sure.
I get it, man. Like, this stuff is hard. But when you're talking about Ubisoft, and again, this kind of plays into my general feeling of the entire company. It's
Yeah.
like they release buggy shit.
They
And
do
I've been
release buggy
burned by
shit.
them so many
But
times.
this is, I guess, one counter argument to that is like, at least it's not like Watch Dogs 1, where everything was so over polished, and then when the real game came out, it was a fucking
doo-doo.
piece of shit in comparison.
Shit, Elliot, maybe you're onto something.
Maybe
they're like
underselling.
under polishing the turd. So that when they fully polish it up, you're like, that turd looks fucking excellent.
Because okay, so let's just talk about like
shit's golden.
what we actually saw. So they went in and showed like how you essentially recruit people, right,
Yeah.
to DedSec. So you have to get them up to a certain level so they trust DedSec, which they just did with a click of a button with the developer
Jeez.
tools. But obviously you're going to have to do that by, I don't know, working with that person or doing things that
They
they
like.
kind of align with.
Making DedSec do things that they align with.
Yeah,
Sort of thing.
yeah. And then you go to them and say, like, we want you to join us. What do we need to do to make you join us? And then that old lady
What
went out on the
fucking
mission and
itch
like
can I
hacked
scratch?
those files and deleted those files from Albion's servers. And then they were like, all right, cool. Now I'll be part of DedSec.
Can I say another thing that bothered me? When they went to the fucking huge compound, not really huge, where they were like, oh, we're gonna have to hack in here and see where the server is. And they're like, oh, it's upstairs, or it's behind the security door, and we need a key from this guy, or let's hack his key, and all that sort of shit. And then they're like, oh, we walk around the backside and the door leads straight into the server room.
Yeah.
It's all good.
All in all, though,
For what?
I
Yeah.
don't see this.
But that's
system-
like branching.
How
I guess.
unlikely that the back door would go straight into the server room though. Fuck off.
It's always like how you go into a dungeon and then like you go the long way and the hard way, and then there's always just an exit. to
Yeah,
the end.
it's
You
like,
just walk straight
wow,
out.
what
But
the
anyway,
fuck?
I don't foresee this whole system of anyone can be the main character. I don't think this is going to work because it's going to feel very gimmicky in the sense that everyone you try to recruit, they're going to have their little mission,
Yeah.
their little job that you've got to do for
Yeah.
them. And I just feel as if it's going to get into a bit of a gameplay loop that I'm just not going to give a fuck about.
Oh, for sure.
Because a
And
lot of
look-
these games, a lot of these single player experiences, which I
It's
guess,
not even single
I know
player,
it's not.
yeah.
I know,
Which is,
I know
they
it's
haven't
not,
really
but
spoken about, but
still, it's the campaign. If you're playing the campaign,
Yeah.
like you're playing it for the story, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not sold as a multiplayer game.
No.
I mean, but when I try to get invested in a story, I think about characters. I think about fucking.
me too, man. I'm on the fence with this one completely. I like the ambition of it, but I didn't even play number 1 and 2 because I just don't really care about Watch Dogs as a series.
And I respect the ambition too. I just
Yeah.
don't foresee this
Yeah.
working. I mean, you know what? Fucking prove me wrong.
And there's like
I'd love to
clearly
see
a
it.
story because the second mission they played was like you're going to talk to a contact who has like a main mission.
Yeah.
But it looked like you can tackle that with any of your players, even multiple ones. So like you got the mission as that old woman or the middle-aged woman or whatever. And then he changed to that
Young
other
woman,
character to do the fight. And obviously
And
he
forced her to
purposely
die.
died, yeah.
Actually, maybe
to
I'm
show
wrong,
the
'cause I guess
permadeath and
the
stuff.
main character is DedSec.
Yeah.
And like we were saying in
Bagley.
the
Maybe
Bagley,
yeah, actually true. As like a constant companion.
Yeah, and I think
Maybe I've convinced myself.
you'd
that
probably
this will work
pick your
out.
favorites as well.
Yeah,
and
don't
you'd
do
be
it
like-
again.
You'd be like, oh, do I take my favorite on this mission so I can level them up?
Yeah,
or
totally.
do I take
Like-
this fucking cannon fodder?
I'm
Like,
gonna take this expendable little bitch.
yeah,
like
pretty
in
much.
like in XCOM, like you create your characters and you can name them and shit. I just let them be automatically named, but
You monster.
Have you ever
use those ones. You're like, oh, I want this person on my team because they're my sniper or whatever. And even though they're just a friggin' randomly generated character, you've used them enough to be like, yeah, that's my character. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I absolutely get that.
Anyway, we'll hear more about Watch Dogs Legion in the coming months, no doubt. But
You know what though? Their room was cool.
That was sick.
yeah,
They actually bothered setting up something. It
they
was
did.
nice.
It was
It was a nice little environment.
Yeah. Then
What
what
do we
did
get
we
up to
do?
next?
We played a bit of Roller Champions.
Oh yeah.
We sucked at a bit of.
Oh,
Roller
I
Champions.
sucked at that game. I was like,
Sucked hard.
this is
Like,
the worst.
hard.
It's hard, man.
It was, and I guess the
The
people
controls
that
are
were playing
weird.
knew what they were doing because
Yeah.
we were wrecked.
I didn't. One thing that I'm not sure if I like or I just wasn't used to was like when you go around the track, you have to manually move the camera, even though you're turning around a circle. Like, I guess maybe from
Yeah.
playing racing games, I was like, oh, I just want it to follow
Yeah.
my character, but you have to turn it because you have 3D obviously camera.
Because you need to be able to
view.
see where everyone else is.
Yeah,
You
but
know.
I was like, that's weird. I'd go around the corner, I'd be like, wait, then
Yeah.
turn the controller.
Yeah, right.
I was terrible at that fucking game though.
Same, and the people who were playing knew what they were doing.
They must have been there all day because they were just.
Trounced. Like we got fucked.
I was like trying to play and look at the thing like, how do you actually like shoot?
I've got a video of you
What's
playing,
the
and you keep
throw?
looking down.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck's going on here?
What buttons are what?
Yeah.
Oh wait, you can pump.
You gotta pump, baby. Whoosh.
Yeah.
It's a cool idea.
But
I
you
guess.
fully got what I meant when I was like, it's weird that there's no like music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it totally like
So
as
weird.
well because like they had open back headphones so you could kind of hear everything that was going on around you.
Yeah.
And there was like very little audio from the game. It was like just the sound of skates.
You couldn't hear enough, like you couldn't hear the people coming behind you enough to react. Or
Yeah.
it was like the boosh, and you're like on the ground already. It's like God.
Yeah, I kept it like I would play a lot of it with my camera facing backwards, or I'd just be dodging as much as possible. I'd be like, dodge, dodge, dodge.
Well, I think it has potential.
It's really
fully
good.
like could be an esport.
Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
totally.
And while you were waiting in the line, Dylan went over and checked out the Just Dance section.
Oh yeah.
His favorite game.
Yeah, I mean, with anything related to Ubisoft, there's always like I guess the mandatory cringe. Like there's always it's gonna be there whether you want it to or not. And if you didn't think that the fucking rope climb or the hammer test your might thing
Yeah.
was cringy enough, you should have seen those paid people, those paid dancers that they're to just literally just play Just Dance. But then it's even better when you get those people who feel confident enough to get up there and give it a red hot turn in front of everyone.
All power to him, man.
Yeah, you know what? Bigger balls than I.
Yep, that's true. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Like,
Not at all. And we checked out the retro gaming corner.
I didn't.
No, you didn't. You little
Yeah.
pleb. You were waiting for Roller Champions. You were in the line.
oh, we checked it out for a hot second. They had the worst displays. Oh my god.
They were really
Really?
bad. They were
They
in
were
like
just-
suitcases.
Yeah,
they were travel like game cases.
They were travel CRT monitors, which sounds about as good as you're picturing in your head right
Yeah.
now. Because it was fucking terrible. Like,
And to be fair, we were playing some old games, retro gaming, so
Yeah.
you know that didn't help.
yeah, I get the aesthetic, but it's like just get a regular CRT. Like it would fit the vibe a
Yeah.
bit more, I guess. But
Yeah.
Dylan played some regular Beyond Good and Evil. You
While
know,
I was
the-
squinting
the
my
OG.
eyes, trying to make out with like lack of contrast on this shitty little display.
Yeah, but they had a Jaguar there. It was sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I was
Wait,
like
I've
getting
never
my
played a
retro hard on
Jaguar.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like 1 to 9 actual
Yeah.
buttons on it. You got numbered buttons on the Jaguar.
Whoa. Well, finally, after a 2-hour wait, I think it ended up as a good wait because it finished off the day and it was the thing we were all there for to begin with.
Yeah.
Beyond Good and Evil 2. And oh my god.
So worth waiting because we
Worth it.
almost did not wait for that.
I know.
Yeah.
And then we were like, oh, it's an extra 15 minutes after the Watch Dogs thing or whatever we'd
Yeah,
gone to.
exactly. So we filled our time with some Roller Champion tattoos and some retro gaming, and then
And it, oh my god. So went in there and they were like, nobody sit down. It's like, oh my god, Jesus
We
Christ.
gotta take our seat. No, stand up.
But it was really cool. They showed us like so much concept art and went through like the story of
the lore.
the
of
lore.
the land.
It was so cool.
It was
Like,
well needed too. I mean,
Yes.
there's a lot of context that's required for that to work, and I'm so glad they did because I
Yeah.
didn't know that stuff.
I
about
love-
the story.
worth.
I was totally
Absolutely.
all about that.
Especially as she was telling different elements of the backstory and the lore of Beyond Good and Evil, and then going over to different big panels of concept art and showing off different aspects of it too.
And oh my god, it was so good. Things like being like, okay, so like one of my main questions, and I will admit I didn't even bother trying to figure it out, was I was like, why the fuck is this like Ganesh city existing? And then they're like, okay, so they tried to colonize this planet. They saw this continent. It looked like India, so
Yeah.
they set up a city called Ganesha, and it grew from there. And I was like, dude. And also, like, they named like the mineral like Divalite and all this
Yeah,
cool
which-
stuff.
yeah.
And they talked about the world and how half of it's always facing the sun and half of it's always not, which is
It's like
Fuck.
tidally locked or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that-
Yeah. And then how like
Because-
venturing onto the dark side of the planet and stuff like that.
that's where the
Yeah.
Divalite
That's where the good shit is. Like,
And they send like the
I love
slave monkeys to mine it.
explaining how they're all clones.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Yes.
it was too dangerous to colonize that aspect, that part
so
of the universe.
every character in the game is a
Is a
clone.
be it like a hybrid or not. I love
Yeah.
that.
And the hybrids are like looked down upon in society because they're hybrids. So like, if you choose to play as a hybrid, people won't respect you
Yeah.
like if you play as a human.
And they showed off the
So
different
rad.
hybrids as well.
Oh.
Like, not just a monkey. There was
The
tiger, shark.
Oh,
There was a panda
There was
on
a
that
panda.
picture.
They didn't say you could play as a panda, but
a
I fucking
pig.
saw it.
you ought to be a
pig,
panda.
yeah.
The pigs are
The shark
iconic.
though, what the fuck?
Dude.
Ah,
What a meaty boy.
I kind of want to be
Yeah.
a human because the human customization looks sick.
Yeah.
But Shark Man,
Look, I'm gonna have to play
Shark
that game
Boy.
so many
that's tempting.
times.
Yeah.
If I'm
yeah.
Shark Boy, who's gonna be Lava Girl?
I'll be your lover girl, baby.
Dick boys.
And so
Sure.
after we looked at all the sick fucking concept art, they were like, "No, you may take a seat."
And we got some.
We got some goodies, and Elliot got pushed out of our row.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh,
Yeah.
no
You
comment.
learned that for PAX, right?
But you know what?
At PAX, you're gonna fucking keep your eyes open.
I'm just gonna be swinging elbows.
What seat, man? fucking mark your territory. Piss on that.
on that chair. That's yours. Yeah, we got some sick badges and a nice little keychain.
Yeah, which I have on my keys right now. It's very heavy.
I love it.
And it started off in like some underground temple thing. And
first-
oh my
Which
god, as soon as I
super
saw
underground.
gameplay, I was like, holy fuck, this
Right.
looks beautiful.
Oh,
And the first thing they actually showed us was like community art. They were like, "This is from community, from Hit Record."
Yeah.
Yeah, they talked a lot about the Hit Record partnership, which I think we're
Which
going
is
to talk
awesome.
about in a moment.
Yeah.
But what was really cool is even while they're running around in these underground temples, boom, jump up and fly.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
no.
They're flying around their jetpacks.
Yes.
Like just trying to catch up to each other, just zooming up. Oh, it's
And if people don't know, it's co-op. And
Right.
huge.
Yeah.
And they said something about it being like, we're showing you 2-player co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
But-
was
Oh,
They
if
didn't
that can be
say it's-
4-player, that's going to be huge.
Maybe.
maybe.
They also implied some other things, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. So with your jetpack, they said, what do they say? Like the 3 most integral parts of your character are like your gun. Your firearm, your sword, and your jetpack.
Yeah.
Essentially. And I think that's going to be super customizable.
And what were those power-up things?
Astras.
Asterisk, yeah.
And what was cool is they were scoping out it was like a facility in which they were dissecting clones. And you were doing some recon, and you're looking at the enemies that are in the room, and you look at what Astras they have, or in which case, what perks or what abilities
It's like
they
a
have.
power up. So
Yeah.
Astras
Yeah.
can be things like a push or a slowdown, or I think that was
The one of them
maybe
was like
electrified,
electricity,
so-
and the other character was slow
that-
motion.
But the scope showed a hell of a lot more than what their
Yeah, it
power-ups
showed
were.
like
their
the
DNA.
company. Yeah, it showed their DNA strands.
so
It also
cool.
showed like the company.
They
I don't know if it was the company they work for, or like the company who fucking cloned them or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
like almost like their serial numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were made.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
super
Oh.
cool.
Very cool. Sorry, you were going to say
No, that's
that.
cool. So like they run through this facility or wherever they were dissecting those
Temple.
clones, this temple, right? And you feel very much like you're underground.
Tucked
and
away.
they're like, oh look, there's a hover bike, and oh look, there's a spaceship, or what do they call it? Just a ship or something like that.
Fighter.
A fighter,
Yeah.
yeah. And you get in there, and then they're like, zoom, and they fly out of this
Massive
tunnel,
canyon.
out of the canyon, and then straight into this massive open world. You're like, holy fuck, there was no load time.
I literally thought
nothing.
that was going to be like an underground temple away from the city,
Yes.
and all of a sudden they're just like, do. Oh my fucking god!
Yeah.
That was
That was underneath the city.
that blew my mind.
And it was
how
like in
big
this
that
little
was.
Especially
alcove thing that was
Yeah.
like at the bottom of the city, and there was this little opening, and they could fly out, and then all the bigger buildings were up above. It was so
they
cool
called
the way
it
they
like
did it.
like a desolate or like an isolated dungeon, and they made it sound like it was like off in the fucking
Yeah.
beaten path, and
Yeah.
you just like have to travel
in the
for 10
depths.
years to get back.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking like this is some Tomb Raider shit, man.
Yeah.
But 2
Like-
seconds later, I'm like,
It's around the corner, man.
Yeah.
Just down the road, you know? Like,
And like
Right down the road.
the hybrids and the lower class live down the bottom of the
Yeah.
city. It's very much like Coruscant from
Yeah.
Star Wars. Like the rich live up the top, and then the lower you get, the lower class. That blew my mind. And then they're just
they
like,
showed more community art, like a huge mural, and they
that was
showed
cool.
off the community radio as well.
yeah.
yeah,
That
Do you want to tell us a bit about that, Kat?
Yeah, so I checked out the Hit Record thing. They've paid like 50 grand so far. It shows you what they've paid for, but it has like the jobs there that they're working on, and some of them are like murals and things for around the city. But right now as well, there's another one for fucking 10 to 15 second radio stingers. Fucking
Yeah.
sick.
This is the first time you've heard this? You haven't told us
I
yet?
I didn't
no,
hear
this is
it.
the first time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Well,
music.
No, like
Well,
like
it would be a
between
combination.
songs, like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
little like.
Oh right, actually,
do this like welcome
Elliot.
to fucking space radio.
We're doing it.
let's do it.
We're
yeah.
fucking
Yeah, we're
doing
doing
it.
it.
Because I was thinking about it, and then I was like, oh, I just can't be fucked. But if I have someone to make
3 of us, man.
Yeah, we're gonna make some stingers, baby.
Welcome to Ganesha Radio 75.
Yeah. I think it's Space Chimp Radio or something like that.
Oh yeah, space because like
Yeah.
the website is like join the Space Monkey program.
Yeah.
yeah.
Fully though, I haven't really looked into it. I just saw that was one of the options. So
It's an
Let's check it
opportunity
out
that we
for
have
sure.
no choice but to
Yeah.
explore. We've
Yeah.
got to. We
Hell yeah.
have to.
yeah,
Come on.
Like it stuck out to
Look
me
at
so
this.
much, and I was just like, Dylan.
We're gonna do it. We're playing Gears 5 and you told me. I was like, 4! I was like, pause the game. This is fucking real.
It was true. It was like, wait, Are you joking?
Is that a real thing? They ask for radio stingers. I'm like, that's kind of my background, man.
That's my jam. Then what
They
happened?
flew from the bottom of the city. They flew up to like this viewing platform, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, check out these citizens."
oh
We're
yeah,
gonna-"
like the tourists and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, which was cool.
I explicitly remember telling you guys before we went into the demo, I was like, if they don't fly up into the atmosphere, get out of their ship, and sit on the wing and chill out and look down, I'm gonna be disappointed. And
Did
I
they-
was
did
not
they sit?
disappointed.
They didn't sit.
Okay, maybe not sit,
But
they got out.
They did, yeah.
And they showed off
with
the space suit.
The space suit.
and
What did they
looked
call
down.
it?
It's like an oxygen shield.
Shield.
oxygen
Yeah.
shield,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that was so sick.
Super sick. And
They're
then
just
they would
like
look down. They could see the massive the symbols that were in the earth. The
Geoglyphs.
geoglyphs.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, and they're like, if you want to go and hit record, you can make some geoglyphs as well.
Sick.
Cool. You forgot though the fucking dogfight in front of the giant statue that they did.
Oh
with the
yeah, with the
police.
cops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really cool. And then they like flew through the little gap between the trunk
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
neck of the.
Yeah. The little thread in the needle.
And I love that. Like that makes me think of this. What we assume is going on in the Cyberpunk trailers is like they're telling a bit of a story with their cinematic trailers. Same with Beyond Good and Evil. It's
Yeah.
like that second trailer. Like the first trailer almost leads into the second trailer, and then that ship is now missing, and like
Yes.
like
yes.
they're
yeah,
telling the story
absolutely.
with these trailers that you wouldn't really think about. You're just like, oh, that's a cool trailer, until you see something like this, and they're like, give you that little bit more information about the lore.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, this is so cool. Like, so well designed. And like, what were we saying afterwards about? Because Jade is essentially the main antagonist of the game.
She's become a space pirate.
She's a
I mean,
space
space
pirate
pirate hunter. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Because
But
it's a
in
prequel.
in the first one, she's young. Like obviously she's a bit younger in this, but she's a good guy in the. I mean, it is Beyond Good and Evil. So.
Yeah.
But she's a good guy in the first one. Obviously, you play as her. But what has led her to go from being a pirate hunter to being what she is in number one? And also, they're all clones. Is she the same person? Like,
Yeah, is it
Yeah.
just a
That-
different
there's a
Jade?
lot of
that's
questions.
fucking. That's,
I'm
I
gonna
love
admit,
that.
before I saw the trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2, I didn't know shit about Beyond Good and Evil.
And I
don't know
hyped
a
you the
whole
fuck up,
lot.
didn't I?
Did you play it?
No, I didn't play the
Yeah,
first game. I
That's
just
what I
saw
mean.
the
For
trailer
real?
for the
That's what I
second
mean.
one, and I was like,
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
I didn't give a fuck about the first one.
I'm a
Like,
little-
Apparently, it's really good.
I've heard nothing but
watched
good
Tash
things.
play a lot of it.
oh, right.
It's nothing like this.
I
Yeah.
can only imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, and yeah, I guess it's a huge leap from any game, but like one of the main mechanics in it, she's a journalist. One of her main mechanics is a camera. You take photos. Like you do combat and shit.
So you go from space, from
Pirate
space
hunter
pirate
to
hunter
journalist.
To journalist.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't get that.
Yeah, I would
she's
love.
like, this life is too hard for me.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
I'm gonna
record."
go take some photos.
I couldn't
Yeah,
go back
right.
and play it because of my inability to play old janky games. Like, I think
Yeah.
I'd go nuts.
That shit's real. Even with the NES and SNES games on Switch, it's like,
Yeah.
no, you had your chance.
Well, after they went up
Do
to
we
the
see,
ship,
yeah.
they then zoomed
Oh,
out even
zoomed
further.
out.
That
Showed
was
all
yeah.
the systems.
So-
Where they extracted some out of the entire room. That shit was hot.
So Ganesha is tidally locked
I
to
think
the sun,
Ganesha's
or is
just
it a
the city, I
moon?
think.
Sorry, the planet.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, you're right. That planet is tidally locked. Was it tidally locked to that planet? Was it orbiting? Because there was a huge planet with rings right near it.
Oh, was there?
Yeah,
I
like
guess
it
it's
was
a
in
moon.
the sky the whole time.
Oh, you're totally right. It
yeah,
must be a moon.
It
then.
must be a moon, which makes sense that it's tidally locked.
Totally locked.
Because
Yeah.
not
Otherwise, you couldn't
planets.
be that way.
Well,
they
they
can,
can, but they have
but-
to be really close to the sun.
Yeah.
Which you would just be dead.
Yep.
So when they zoomed out from that, it showed like maybe that was just that main planet, and then the moon that you're on with Ganesha, and then I think there were other moons there. Because then when they zoomed out again, it was the entire solar
Yeah.
system.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. Actually.
And there were like at least 3 or 4
4 other ones.
main planets
Yeah.
that
And-
could be look like they could be traveled to.
And they were like you travel between the planets, and you might find some asteroids that you can land on and do some shit, or ghost ships.
Yes. I love that.
So sick.
There's like a mini
what?
survival horror element in that. I would be
know.
all about it.
I was like, I'm so happy the space between is populated, and
Yes.
it's not just like zoom over there in 2 seconds and do
Yeah.
your own thing. Like the idea that there could be this like deep, dark enemy hiding in the depths of like space that you can never identify if they're there or not until they fucking appear and
Yes.
murder you. Like,
Oh man,
oh fuck yeah.
it
looks amazing.
was great. We were beaming afterwards, and after some stupid questions
From the same interesting person.
Yeah.
we did glean some information.
Yeah.
However, I mean,
I wish I could remember that lady's name. I feel bad.
What
that-
an angel.
She was
She was
great.
sweet.
She was so nice to talk to. And
she was
so,
a community manager, right? For
or community
Yeah.
developer, I think, or something like that. Like
What was the city that she works in?
Montpellier.
Oh, I almost said it right.
so cultured.
Where
Oh,
did you go, Elliot? Oh,
I only remember French names because I had World Cup '98 when I was
Yeah, Sacre bleu. Yeah, indeed.
but no, that was like amazing to
She
talk
was-
to her. She
yeah.
was great.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think she appreciated answering questions to people who were genuinely interested and
Yeah.
not being just like, "Is it coming out? Is it going to be on Xbox 2? Is it going to be..." Yeah, like, ugh.
Fully though, like the things that she was saying, I was like, how have people treated you this weekend? Because she was like, oh, we're always so worried about showing people the concept art. Like nobody, like people don't want to see that. They want to see the gameplay, and we don't have that much concept art. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You had like 7 full panels of concept art.
Yeah.
You told us so much cool shit about the lore. It looks amazing, and we got
And we got
gameplay.
15 minutes of gameplay, and I
Like,
guess
what are you on about?
Yeah,
I was thoroughly impressed, and it was the fucking highlight of the entire
Yeah,
Exactly.
totally.
It made the event go from it was alright to be like that was
Yes.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad I
Yeah.
told her as well when we were chatting to her. I was like, we drove 2.5 hours
Yeah.
to see your theatrical demo from this event, and she goes, I'm sorry. And I was like, what? Don't be sorry.
Right.
I was like, no, like
You
it
came all the
was
way from
worth
France,
it.
for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
We were like, we had the best time.
I
Yeah.
was like, this is 100% worth driving 2.5 hours for. Like, what the fuck? Don't you dare apologize to me again, you beautiful woman.
Then she was like heaps low key. She's like, yeah, and we're doing the Ubisoft Experience in Paris, and I'm hosting a live stream there. And
Yeah.
it's just like it's gonna be this little thing. It's like, what the fuck? Like, come on, you're
This is
hosting
so
a
sick.
massive live stream for
I was like, you're
Ubisoft.
amazing, woman.
Yeah,
Like, come on.
And she was so friendly, super cool.
And she called us connoisseurs.
Yes, she
I
did.
mean, compared to the
That
people
was the
asking
highlight of the
questions,
show.
that's
No way,
it's fair
man.
to
Like,
say,
I'm going to
but-
put that on my business card. I've been named a connoisseur
from Ubisoft.
from Ubisoft.
Like when they put like quotes on the back of a game, like
from Ubisoft.
connoisseur.
Oh.
Ubisoft.
Can I put that like on the back of my t-shirt, just like in like fucking quotation marks? Connoisseur. 5 stars.
Ubisoft. Oh,
So good. Oh
Yeah.
no, en français.
oh France.
Fully though, like they were amazing. That little trio of people. Like, I loved
There are a
it.
Yeah.
few of them in there. There were more than 3.
Was it?
Doesn't
Maybe,
matter. But anyway.
but they were awesome. Yeah,
But that-
great demo. That was so rad.
And that really was our Ubi XP experience in a nutshell. I think we've covered it all.
We got some free shit on the way out.
Yes.
We got a little grab bag.
Got a little
Yes.
tote bag or something. Got a little.
Couple of pins and
Yeah, a few pins and some shirts.
T-shirt.
I got an extra Division shirt.
It's a great day all around.
Yeah, absolutely. I am so glad we got to see Beyond Good and Evil 2.
That was a highlight.
Also, the UI, like on the start screen, it's like press fucking start.
Yes.
Yes.
Just like the beautiful
Press
design.
the fucking start button.
Yeah, that was it.
yeah.
And just like the pirates get more booty, and just
Yeah.
like I really liked the border that they had, and
It was
oh,
dripping with style.
I'm gonna gush about that game
I
forever.
can't believe they were so down on themselves because really, I mean, this thing is going to be nuts, and it's not coming out soon. It's probably going to be next gen, or obviously it's going to be next gen.
It is
But-
years away. And like we said to that lady, like
we will
Take your
as
time.
long as you
Yeah.
need. It's like Cyberpunk. Just I know we have a release date now, but when they're like, it's coming when it's ready, it's like, cool.
Good.
I'll fucking wait. There's
Fucking
a million
good.
other games anyway.
100%.
If you make this 10 times better by taking an extra 10 years, fucking
Do it.
whatever.
Do you remember as well when we were just spewing out our compliments? We were like, "This is amazing. This is the best fucking thing I've ever seen." She's like, "Man, I wish the devs could hear that." I was
Yeah,
like- she was
yeah.
like, "They never get to hear that stuff," and I was like,
blows my mind, eh?
I was like, because like you said, we're so accepting about it. We're like, please, you don't have to apologize that you can't tell us when there's a release date.
Yeah.
We are happy with whatever you're showing.
We must be the minority and people
I
like,
guess so.
It's like
We must have been the most accepting people she'd talked to that day, because like everything that she said, I was like, you don't have to apologize.
pretty awesome day. And it got me
Moist.
The lips wet for PAX.
Got those beef curtains are dripping.
Dripping, boy. They are moist. I'm going to have to hang them out to dry.
Yeah, that was our little experience for Ubi XP 2019. Well worth it. I think we all had a good little time.
Had a good time.
But let's be real, boys. This shit was just preparations for PAX Oz. And that is where we are heading to next month and expect a lot of coverage. We're amping up our game. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. So please hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
Smash!
And we will see you in the next episode of Spawn Respawn. So, I am Dylan Smith, and you can find me on Twitter at CitizenSmith14.
I'm Elliot Porter. You can find me on Twitter at Direct Gaming.
I am Ket, and you can find me on Twitter as CapCatty. Do it.
That's it. All right, that's Spawn Respawn, and we are out.
See you later.
Bye. Dripping fucking beef curtains.